I'm Martine Leduc.
I'm Ginger Rem.
And this is Life Science at a Social Distance. Here we are at Brooker Creek with Ginger, and we were noticing the bees pollinating some of the flowers. So Ginger, what do you have blooming here right now?
We actually have wild coffee, and wild coffee is growing here. You can see it's starting to get the little buds, the little flowers, and you can see the bees and love bugs working on that.
So when the bees land on the flower, the pollen that are produced in the anther of the plant sticks to the bees' fur on their body and their legs, right? And when they go from flower to flower, they drop that pollen off on the next flower onto the pistil, which creates the fertilization so that a fruit or a berry will be produced. And don't you have some books relating to that?
I do. I have two different books. The first one is From Flower to Fruit, which talks about that process. And then we have What If There Were No Bees? And this just talks about the important role that they play. And we really do need bees. We need them for our food production.
To find out more about the importance of bees and our food production, we're visiting Jeffrey Johnston of Honeybee Rescue. So Jeffrey, I've noticed this avocado tree right near your beehives, and I'm assuming that your bees probably pollinated this tree when it was flowering a couple of months ago, and now it's got avocados on it. Can you talk
if you notice, there's actually quite a few of these small avocados all over this tree. It's actually limbs that hang over from a neighboring property. But the tree actually does really well, and now that we've been keeping bees here a couple of years, it produces a good number of avocados. I think one of the more interesting things is a lot of people don't realize the importance of honeybees and the things that have to be cared for in our environment. But honeybees are pretty important. If you looked at actually our gross national production of food substances like tomatoes and that sort of stuff that are all pollinated fruits basically, there's about a 30%, correlations can be 30 to 35% increase in actual production for the farmers for having bees there pollinating the plants versus what naturally gets pollinated by wind or other pollinators per se. So the honeybees themselves are very important. When I'm doing classes in the elementary schools, I often like to ask them and say, hey, how many kids have been to the salad bar? And of course, you know, every kid raises their hand, they've been to a restaurant that has a salad bar. However, when I ask them, tell me all the things on it you like, and of course I have to tell them bacon and cheese is not a fruit or vegetable product, but other than those, name the stuff. And they'll name all the vegetables you can possibly imagine, all the fruits you can imagine. And then I ask them, well, if you didn't have honeybees to pollinate, how many fruits and vegetables do you think would be on the salad bar? Well, unfortunately, they're all pretty disappointed when I tell them they got two choices, either the baby corn or the mushrooms, because those are not pollinated by honeybees.
I hope you've enjoyed learning more about honeybees and their important role as pollinators. They help to supply our food source. I'm Martine Leduc, and this is Jeffrey Johnston. We'll see you again next time.